Most people picture getting rich as an overnight makeover, the shiny sports car, closets lined with designer labels, first-class boarding passes flashed on social media. In reality, real wealth is quiet. It rarely makes headlines or sparks applause because it shows up in small, unglamorous choices that repeat for years until the numbers become impossible to ignore. You could already be on that path without realizing it. Lasting prosperity almost never begins with a lottery ticket or a blockbuster promotion. It grows from simple habits that compound. The 12 clues below reveal what rich households do almost automatically. If you spot even a few of them in your own life, you are farther along than you think. And if you weave the rest into your routine, your finances will move in the same direction, whether or not anyone else notices. Especially if you notice the 8th clue, you could become a millionaire in a month. The first clue is that your money keeps working after you stop. Every beginner trades time for pay. Show up, punch in, collect wages. Wealthy households cross an invisible line where part of their income arrives even if they spend Saturday hiking with no phone reception. Maybe a low-cost index fund drips quarterly dividends. A landlord sends rent on the first of the month, or a digital designer earns royalties while the creator sleeps. The numbers may be small at first, just enough to buy lunch, but the concept is huge because once dollars earn their own dollars, they never ask for a lunch break. If you already see your balance creep upward, on weekends when you did nothing new, you have recruited silent employees that work 24 hours a day. The second clue follows quickly. You are no longer hostage to the next paycheck. Real wealth is measured less by headline salary than by breathing room. If the payroll system glitched for 2 weeks and your essential bills would still clear, you have a cushion. Many high earners never manage. The practical test is simple. Add your rent or mortgage, utilities, basic groceries, transit, and minimum debt payments. Multiply that by 3. If your savings account holds at least that figure, you can face a short layoff or a broken wrist without borrowing at ruinous rates, and that calm makes every other financial decision smarter because desperation is gone. A third clue is that you lean toward long-term assets rather than lucky breaks. The internet is full of hot tips promising to double your money by next Tuesday. People who quietly build fortunes are happy with boring vehicles that crawl upward for decades. Broad index funds, retirement accounts, well-located rental units, a small share in a steady family business. Choosing to move $50 into a Roth IRA instead of chasing the meme stock of the week looks dull on Friday night. Yet 20 years later, it is often the difference between working by obligation or by choice. The fourth clue is that lifestyle does not spike when income rises. A classic trap is to upgrade everything: apartment, car, wardrobe, the moment a wage bump appears, staying broke at a higher level. Wealth builders treat raises like found money for the first month. They let the same rent, the same phone bill, the same restaurant habit roll on, and redirect the entire increase into debt payoff or investments. After a while, the gap between income and expenses widens so much that investment growth surpasses the original raise anyway, creating a feedback loop that no luxury sedan can match. Clue number 5 is subtle. You feel less urge to impress strangers with your purchases. Flashy proof of status often signals insecurity, not success. When you catch yourself choosing a plain black backpack because logo overload feels silly and you would rather save the price difference, you are trading external applause for internal confidence. That shift funnels money toward goals that persist after the applause fades. The 6th clue is that unexpected bills no longer trigger panic. The alternator fails, the dog eats a sock, the dentist finds a hidden cavity. Instead of scrambling for a high-interest credit card, you tap the emergency fund and refill it over a few paychecks. Surprises become inconveniences, not crises. A calm baseline is an underrated form of wealth because it protects sleep, health, and relationships better than any gadget. Clue 7 shows up in the paycheck summary. You lean on more than one income stream. Salary is solid, but you also teach guitar on weekends, sell stock photos online, or own a tiny slice of a laundromat. Diversification smooths rough patches and accelerates compounding. Even an extra $100 a month invested automatically can grow to six figures over a career. More importantly, each new stream teaches skills that make the next stream easier to launch. The eighth clue circles back to the asset rule. You collect assets more eagerly than liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket without constant effort. A liability drains it. A used cargo van that earns delivery fees is an asset even if it needs occasional repairs. The newest phone bought on credit is a liability unless it directly increases income. Wealthy parents drill this language into children until they ask themselves at the mall, will this thing pay me or make me pay? Adults who adopt the same filter skip dozens of impulse buys every year and use the savings for investments that eventually buy all the gadgets they truly want, paid in full, not on installment plans. Ninth clue, you understand and respect compound growth. You may not calculate exponents in your head, but you know the rule of 72, and you check how long it takes money to double at 8%. You see dividends reinvested, and picture them as tiny workers reinvesting their own dividends. Before dipping into investments, you run a quick projection of how many future dollars those shares will become. That habit protects principal better than any strict budget. Clue 10 is that you invest in financial knowledge just as you would in fitness or cooking. Maybe you read one personal finance book each winter, follow credible channels instead of hype, or compare insurance quotes instead of auto-renewing. Understanding the basics of tax-advantaged accounts, expense ratios, and amortization tables puts you ahead of most adults who rely on hearsay. Each small insight nudges choices in the right direction for years. The 11th clue is that you aim for financial independence, not simply retirement at 65. Many workers plan to slog for 4 decades and finally relax. Wealth builders target the point where passive income covers basic living costs long before traditional retirement age. They might still work, many do, but only by choice. If your spreadsheets show that index fund dividends could cover rent by age 45, if you stay consistent, you have real leverage over your time. The 12th and final clue is that you protect hours as fiercely as dollars. Time is the only resource that never refills. Outsourcing a low-value chore for $15 so you can finish a certificate course that might raise salary by $5,000 is a trade financially savvy. People grab without guilt. They decline invitations that drain energy and money simultaneously, knowing that each reclaimed hour can be converted into skill building or rest, both of which boost earning power. Seeing these clues is encouraging, yet practicing them seals the deal. Try a simple weekly routine many quiet millionaires follow. When the paycheck lands, an automatic transfer whisks 15% to a brokerage account before you notice. The next day, fixed bills autopay, preventing late fees. Once a week, cancel one unused subscription or negotiate a small discount and divert the recovered dollars to an index fund. Reserve an hour for a value-adding project, perhaps recording a tutorial that could earn ad revenue. Finish Friday by glancing at your shares and noting dividend progress. Then close the app to avoid day trading urges. Repeat 52 times and net worth often jumps by 5 figures, even on a median income. Repeat for 5 years and the portfolio can cover several months of living costs, effectively turning a crisis into inconveniences. Teaching these habits to the next generation amplifies the impact. Involve children when you compare 2 cereal brands and explain how price differences fund family vacations. Show them rental income, hitting your account, connecting repainting Saturdays with mailbox money. Let them label 2 jars. Now and later, splitting allowance to watch the later jar grow. When a side hustle fails, walk through the numbers so they see setbacks as tuition, not embarrassment. Money talk becomes normal dinner conversation instead of taboo. None of these clues guarantee sports car wealth, and life will still throw curveballs. Yet adults and children who live by them treat money as a loyal employee, not a runaway train. They view setbacks as detours, not dead ends, and over time their steady progress outpaces flashier boom and bust stories. If you recognise several clues already, celebrate. If only one rings true, choose another to adopt this month. Keep adding clues until the signs of hidden wealth are simply how you live each ordinary day. Quietly transforming paychecks into freedom long before anyone sees the luxury car. Let me know in the comments what clues you recognised in yourself and how close you think you are to becoming rich. I answer everyone, or at least I try. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more future content, and I'll see you soon.